So in today's video, we are going to be discussing all things Charlie Wyke and whether or not he should return to Valley Parade this summer. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 100 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're now on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Bradford fans, Rotherham fans, Wigan fans, all that sort of stuff. Let me know down below your thoughts on Charlie Wyke potentially returning to Bradford City this summer. Now, there's been lots of rumours, murmurs. Obviously, spent the majority of the off-season with a number of our players like Gilead, Cook, Halliday, Walker, and a few others as well, with different weddings and stag do's, all that sort of stuff. And obviously that has kicked up a lot of rumours, but it has been reported by a journalist that Bradford City are in talks with Charlie Wyke. So make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. Now, obviously, as soon as it got confirmed that Charlie Wyke was going to not be offered a new contract by Wigan Athletic, the Bradford fans were swarming around that, but it was actually reported by Alan Nixon, who I wouldn't say is a reliable journalist, because in the past he has got quite a lot of things wrong, but he's also got a fair amount of things right. I'll probably say he has a 60-40% accurate rate, but it's not like it's concrete and it's a done deal. All he said basically is that we are in talks for Charlie Wyke. He said Bradford City are in talks about a sentimental return for striker Charlie Wyke. Free agent Wyke looked too expensive for the Bantams when he left Wigan, but now his terms are coming within their range. And you look at probably our highest earner in the squad, you would estimate at to be Andy Cook or Jamie Walker, one of the two, and you probably assume, as a rough educated guess, between 4 and 5 grand a week. I could be completely wrong, but when you factor in bonuses and all that sort of stuff, I'm pretty sure it was widely reported that Charlie Wyke was on 10 grand a week at Wigan, so he's going to need to at least half his wages to drop down to come back to Bradford City. There's rumours as well that he might be going abroad, but I thought in today's video we might as well discuss the possibility of Charlie Wyke returning. And obviously, when this got reported by Alan Nixon, a lot of people were asking the likes of Simon Parker, Jamie Rayner for an update from Bradford City, and while again Simon Parker usually gets things right, he has also got things wrong in the past. But yesterday he did an article basically saying Charlie Wyke back to Bradford City. Here's the latest behind the growing speculation. His article does then read: striker Charlie Wyke linked with Bradford City return. Wyke scored 23 goals in his 18-month spell for Bradford City. City did make an offer for Charlie Wyke, but are not currently in fresh talks with him. The club have been heavily linked with their former striker, with a report from respected national journalist Alan Nixon claiming they are in discussions. The Telegraph and Argus understands that he's wide of the mark, but the Bantams did try to bring him back to Valley Parade in January. Wyke was made an offer during the mid-season transfer window while at Wigan, but instead opted for a championship loan move with Rotherham. Again, very understandable. If he wasn't going to play at Wigan, you then still want to be playing at the highest level possible, because he is only 31 years of age, and for a striker whose game isn't built on pace, he's certainly still got another 4 or 5 years at the absolute minimum where he's able to play in the Football League. You look at Andy Cook, he's now 34 and he's absolutely flying because his game isn't built on pace. The 31-year-old is up for grabs after his Wigan exit. He scored 7 goals in 18 appearances for the Latics last term, but only once after joining Rotherham as they crashed out of the second tier. Then there's a video posted of Charlie Wyke and Andy Cook singing Take Me Home. That's not the first time we've seen Charlie Wyke post on his Instagram story with that song playing in the background. Wyke scored 23 goals in 62 games during his 18-month stint at Valley Parade before signing for Sunderland in 2018. Stories that he could be coming back have gathered pace since he was pictured regularly with several City players on Alex Gilead's stag do, but Wyke, who just got married himself, is not thought to be close to return to the club as things stand. Now, obviously, for sentimental reasons, if Charlie Wyke came back to the football club, that would be more exciting than how me and a number of other Bradford City fans felt when we re-signed Thian Pereira. But again, look how that went. Again, the fans were very excited by the return of Tyreek Wright, and look how that went. But they were loans, and both of them did okay in their first spell, but nothing outstanding compared to like what Charlie Wyke was in the second half of that 16-17 season when we signed him from Carlisle United for, I think it was 250 grand. He came in to replace James Hampton, who obviously went on to Sheffield United. I thought he did really well in that season. Then in the 17-18 season, where we with Stuart McCall for half of it, and then Simon Grayson. Again, I thought he did really well in that season, considering the standard of players massively dropped off compared to the 16-17 season. Obviously, Simon Grayson wasn't a particularly great manager for us, but then he decided to leave in the 2018 summer transfer window. Obviously, we were relegated the season after. We signed Owen Doyle as his replacement, and it just never really worked out. I don't know how much money we got for Charlie Wyke. In all honesty, these figures could be wide off the mark, because at this time I didn't really understand football as well as what I do now, but I've seen some people say we got 750 grand, some people say we got $1 million. If anyone does know, some of the older fans maybe, please let me know down in the comment section down below. But either way, I'm 99% sure we did get a profit on Charlie Wyke. So to see him return to the club now at 31 years of age, I think he would be an unbelievable signing for us. And I'm not thinking back to the 16-17, 17-18 season of Charlie Wyke. Last season, scoring 7 goals in 18 League One appearances is a solid return, in all honesty, and Rotherham were absolutely woeful last season. Like, they might as well not bothered showing up, so I'm not going to factor that in all too much. But I think Wyke, if we can get Oliver off the wage bill, would be a really, really good sign. And obviously, the boys were back in pre-season yesterday doing their tests and all that sort of stuff, and it obviously had to be one of the hottest days of the year, so I'm sure they didn't enjoy them runs that they were doing. But I'm glad that Alexander's got them in. It seems to be a week earlier than where we were last season, just to try and get them fitter and try and reduce injuries. But I think I can't see Charlie Wyke signing for Bradford City until then Oliver is moved on, but he's still got a year left on his contract, so that does seem unlikely. I don't think we'll get a fee in for Oliver, in all honesty. He'll probably want a pay up, and again, do we really have that room in the budget? Stefan Rupp told us we do, but judging by our signings so far, that seems way off the mark. You look at the likes of Notts County, MK Dons, for example, who are signing some unbelievable players, and we've signed Neil Byrne and Aidan Baldwin. With all due respect, I would have much rather have some of these centre-halves that MK Dons are signing, that Notts County are signing, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, we've got to support the players who are at Bradford City, and fingers crossed Charlie Wyke will be one of them, because if we have a look at his in-depth statistics from last season, I'm not looking at his time at Rotherham United, based on the first half of last season where he was with Wigan Athletic in League One. We know about Wigan's situation where they were on minus points at the start of the season, and their mentality would have been very strange, in all honesty. I still do think Wigan did slightly underperform in the end, but in League One last season he made 18 appearances, 12 of them at being starts where he scored 7 goals, averaging a goal every 154 minutes. He didn't get an assist, but he created 2 big chances as well, and he also won 37% of his aerial duels. And I feel like Wyke has never really been a target man. Like, it was always really hard to describe Charlie Wyke because he was much more mobile than James Hansen, but he was also pretty good in the air. He's obviously a big physical striker, but he's decent with his feet as well, as is Andy Cook. And the debate for me would be, if we sign Charlie Wyke, who then is your front two? Because we would then have 7 strikers if Oliver doesn't move on, but I don't see Wyke coming in unless Oliver moves on. I also think Wyke signing in general is pretty unlikely, but who knows about the potential romance of a return, and hopefully Gilead, Cook, Halliday, the likes of them players are in his ear, trying to convince him. I think he was Brad Halliday did an interview, and he was asked about the potential return of Charlie Wyke, and he kind of avoided the question, gave the standard media PR answer which you would expect. But maybe if you gave that question to someone like an Andy Cook, who isn't the best when it comes to media, but I certainly prefer his sort of interviews than the normal media stuff, then who knows if he might slip up potentially. But you look at them potential 7 strikers, which 2 would you expect to start in a Graham Alexander system? Because you've got Andy Cook, the potential of Charlie Wyke, Jake Young, Callum Kavanagh, Tyler Smith, Vidal Oliver, and also Harry Ibbotson. That's 7 strikers competing for 2 positions, and obviously you can maybe have 2 on the bench as well. We know some of them can play out wide, but I think if Wyke is to come in, we know Oliver then has to go at the absolute minimum. Smith you would also then expect would move on loan. Harry Ibbotson might get a loan move as well to the National League potentially as well. So I guess it's a lot of spinning plates, but I thought today's video would be a bit of fun just to potentially discuss the return of someone like a Charlie Wyke to Bradford City. But again, he's also been linked with a return to Carlisle United as well, and I think that would be a really good signing for them. But then you look at Carlisle's striker options, they don't really need another physical striker. They've already got Georgie Kelly, already got Luke Armstrong. I don't really see where Charlie Wyke fits into that, in all honesty. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 100 likes. As I said at the start of today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what are your thoughts on the potential return of Charlie Wyke to Valley Parade. Who would you partner him up front with? What would be your starting 2 and all that sort of stuff. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.